Well, alright, so I wasn't going to make a video, but I decided to go ahead and make one since it was an issue that I found on my own and it's not any of the forums and stuff like that. Alright, I'm going to change this light a little bit softer, okay. So this is the carburetor off my ZX750. Good old 93 boy. I was having issues with it starting and all kinds of things like that, so I was like, well, maybe my gas is bad. So I pulled the gas out of the tank, drained it, multiple things. It sat for most of the year last year. I only rode it once. Changed the oil, changed the radiator fluid, still wasn't starting. It would start for a second and then it would just sputter out and just not work. Couldn't rev it with the choke on, even on a cold start. So it wouldn't even, and then it wouldn't run without the choke on. But then it just eventually stopped working altogether. Alright. So this is the carburetor. Pulled it off, cleaned up a little bit. Not a whole lot. Didn't break it all the way down. Didn't pull out the pilot jets and all that kind of stuff. Because really you can just pull off the float bowl and just spray carb choke cleaner into it. And it should actually come out through the pores on the, it actually should come out on the little float jet down the inside. But that's neither here nor there right now. So what I eventually discovered after pulling this off and just fiddling with it and looking at it was that my starter, so you have a starter plug on all four of your carburetors, but this one's not on because I took it off because this one's actually broken. It's missing the little plunger piece. If I can get the focus, there we go. Missing the little cap piece at the very tip of it that's on all the rest of them. So I was not actually enriching #1 carburetor, which is your idle controller, pretty much does your idle and does everything else that actually gets the bike started. So in the process of fiddling with this, I ended up flooding out the oil. So I went through about $100 in oil changes, just doing it my own, new oil filter. So this is more of an instructional video or a helpful video of what to look for, just in case something's not right. And if you pull your carbs, of course, I'm not a seasoned pro at doing carburetors because this is my first ever carbureted vehicle. So it's a new experience for me. I mean, motorcycle period, it's just a new experience for me. I've had it for a year, only got to ride it a little bit. And then when I found that this little piece was missing, also what I found was that this little bracket for those plungers were actually this was actually bent. So I straightened it out best I could anyways, towards more at a right angle. So needs some more work. And I'll put it back on whenever I get the new one. We'll just order it today. Whenever I get the new one and to replace this one. And apparently this is a very common piece on a lot of carbureted bikes from the Kawasaki series. So it seems to fit on a lot of different vehicles. A lot of 600s, 250s. I think there was a 900 too as well that it fits on, that has the exact carburetor the ZX750 has from the 93 model. But yeah, and this carburetor has its issues. It's old. It's from a 93. Whoever owned it before me didn't take fantastic care of it. Well, the owner before me did take care of it, but the guy before him probably didn't take fantastic care of it. So it hasn't really been cleaned or looked at very much. I don't think someone actually really cares besides me, because I like things running properly whenever I have them. But it's just a little, hey, you never know, check your video for people that are having somewhat similar issues or come across an issue similar to this. Check your plunger valves, make sure they all move, your enriching valves. That's what they're meant to do. Enriching when you go to start the engine. These aren't, and I got lucky, it was the #1 carburetor because it's on the outside, so it didn't really take much finagling or finessing to get it out. I would hate for any of these other ones on the inside to actually break, because I think at that point you have to take apart the entire carburetor, and at that point you have to go back through and resync it, because if you're messing with this, when you start messing with the throttle stuff, that's when you start messing with the carburetor synchronization. I really don't want to mess with this, so that's the one I mess with. But that's it.